Dear students, once again you are all welcome to my YouTube channel. You know, we are studying grammar and the chapter is agreement of verb. Already we have gone through the rules. Okay. The question is, the students whose English becomes beautiful. Let me tell you who is beautiful and who is handsome. Now the question is, he or she is beautiful, or she is beautiful, or he is handsome. When the skeleton of the body is formed in a perfect way, and he is handsome and she is beautiful. Okay. Similarly, English language becomes beautiful where its skeleton is beautiful. And here, what is skeleton? Now, skeleton is nothing but the grammar. Okay? By remembering the rules of grammar, you cannot make a language beautiful. When you will be able to apply these rules, okay, and you can see, you can understand, you can realize your sentences are right or wrong, then you are on a right way. You can make beautiful sentences, you can form beautiful sentences. Your paragraph writing will be also beautiful when the paragraph is grammatically correct. Okay? So let us, according to our rules we have already been taught, accordingly I have given 20 questions. Okay? Only there is so much space in the board. Accordingly I have given 20 questions. We will discuss whatever may be possible, maybe 15, 16, 17, up to 20 we will discuss. Okay? Let me read the question number 1. Question number 1 is what? 2/3 of oranges is rotten. 2/3 of oranges is rotten. Okay? 2/3 of oranges is rotten. So let us find out what the mistake is. According to the rule, one rule I have already taught you. When the subject of a sentence is a fractional number. Okay? What is fractional number? And the fractional number may be followed by a countable noun or an uncountable noun, may be singular or may be plural. Okay? And here we place the verb according to what? Not according to the number, but according to the noun followed by the number. Okay? Similarly, your 2/3 of oranges is the noun. Okay? 2/3 of oranges is, here oranges is noun and oranges is plural. So the answer would be not is but are. But are. Okay? But another mistake is here. Look at the sentences. Already I have uttered the correct sentence once or twice. Look at the word here, 2/3. 2/3. Okay? It is not 2/3, it is 2/3. Why 2/3? Look at the mathematics. This is one diagram and I made it. It is 1/3, it is 2/3, it is 3/3. 2/3 का मतलब क्या है? Now 3 parts are there, you have taken 2. And when you have taken 2 parts, it is plural. So it is written 2/3, not 2/3. Okay? Did you get the sense? The sentence will be 2/3 of oranges. Here oranges, okay, is the noun. According to this noun, we place the verb, and this noun is plural countable. So we have to place the verb are in the plural verb. Already I have told you the singular verb ends in s and it is are, there is no s at all. So this is the sentence, this is the correct. Okay, correct one. Come to question number 2. Question number 2 is here. Is there any servant in the house? Question number 2. Is there any servant in the house? No. There is none. Okay? And here we will get a lot of information. First thing is, the word is any. Any is used generally with negative sentences or interrogative sentences, and from that point it is interrogative, so any is appropriate. Is there any servant? Servant is singular. Is perfect. Okay. So the first sentence, is there any servant in the house? It is the correct one. Come to sentence 2. No, there is none. No, there is none. Already I have told you the word none refers to what? It refers to servant. It is servant. And a servant is singular. You cannot use the word none here. You should change it to no one. It should be no one. But the answer will be no, there is no one. Is there any servant in the house? No, there is no one. You cannot say there is none. Okay? Did you get the sense? Come to roll number, question number 3. Question number 3. What is the question? Ramesh is one of the students who is honest. Okay. From the outer surface, from the superficial view of the sentence, we can see the sentence is a correct one. But we have to analyze the sentence. Let us analyze. In this sentence, you are getting two clauses. One is principal clause, and second one is subordinate clause. Okay. This subordinate clause is the adjective clause. Here the principal clause is Ramesh is one of the students. Ramesh is a student. It is the principal clause. Okay. And adjective clause, who is honest. Ramesh is one of the students. This is the principal clause. Who is honest? It is the subordinate clause. Means it is the adjective clause. Why adjective clause? Now adjective clause are generally introduced from a relative pronoun. From relative pronoun. Who are they? Now who, whom, whose, who is, and that. These are relative pronouns, and the clause introduced from any word is called relative clause, and the relative clause is nothing but the adjective clause. Okay. And in this sentence, what is our rule? Now our rule is the verb of a relative clause. The verb of a relative clause. This is okay. It is not used for the relative pronoun. This verb is not used for relative pronoun. This verb is used for what? Now the antecedent of the relative pronoun. This is the antecedent. And already I have told you, according to the number and person of the antecedent, we use the verb of the relative clause, and this is plural countable. And for plural countable, is not right. It will be are. Or the answer will be are. Ramesh is one of the students who are honest. इस सेंटेंस का मतलब क्या है? ना जो छात्र हैं ऑनेस्ट है, रमेश उनमें से एक है. रमेश is one of the students who are honest. Okay, come to question number 4. Come to question number 4. Question number 4 is here. The blinds are helpless. The blinds are helpless. Okay, look at the sentence. The blinds are helpless. It is your S is your plural, plus according to plural it is R is correct, and helpless is adjective. Be verb, after be verb we use adjective. But the question is, we have already read a rule: the plus adjective. The plus adjective. And adjective, you know, the word adjective is never made plural. What is made plural? Either a noun or pronoun, or a verb. Or a verb. Noun or pronoun. Noun, when you add s, noun becomes plural. When you delete s, verb becomes plural. Okay? So the plus adjective means it will be the blind. Blind cannot be made blinds because adjectives are not made plural. Okay, they don't have plural form. Plural form is only we add with the parts of speech, that is noun and pronoun and verb. Okay, the answer will be the blind are helpless. Okay, question number 4. Come to question number 5. What is the question 5? The number of the students. The number of the students present in the seminar is 50. The number of students present in the seminar is 50. Okay? And look at sentence. What is the subject here? The number of students. Okay, the number of students present in the seminar. Sorry, this is the subject of the sentence. The number of students of seminar. And what is the real subject? The number of. The number of. And according to our rule, when a sentence starts from the number of, the verb becomes singular, and when it becomes a number of, the verb becomes plural. And from this point of view, the number of takes singular verb. So it is a correct sentence. There is no mistake at all. Okay. Come to question number 6. Come to question number 6. Is the economics of the project known to you? Is the economics of the project known to you? It's a very intelligent question. Okay. Is the economics of the subject known to you? And what is the subject here? The economics of the project. It is subject. Interrogative sentence are written auxiliary verb plus subject plus main plus subject in this form. Okay. Auxiliary verb, subject, main verb and object. Okay. Is the economics of the project known to you? In this sentence, what we will get? Okay. Is and third form known V3, it is the passive structure, is correct. But question is the question economics. We know economics is a subject. And when it is the subject, that's the singular verb. From this point of view, it is right. But is economics subject here? No. The word economics in this sentence is not subject. And what is this? Now here economics is, the economics means the economic fact or financial consideration. Okay. If economics means the economic factor of financial consideration, you are asking if the economic the project, regarding the project, whatever the fund would be invested. Okay, you are asking about that. If this is the meaning, the var would be plural. It cannot be singular. Or it will be, are the economics of the project known to you? Okay. From this point of view, the sentence is a wrong one. You have to change are by replacing the word are. Okay. Each will be replaced by are. Rule number, question number 7. Question number 7. Neither of the three brothers came to my birthday party. Neither of the three brothers came to my birthday party. Okay. Birthday party or birthday start. Okay. Neither of the three brothers came to my birthday party. And what is the subject here? Neither of the three brothers. It's the subject. It's the subject. It's a simple sentence. Okay. Having one finite verb. It's the finite verb here. And it is VI intransitive verb. Neither of the three brothers came to my birthday party. Okay. Already we have gone through the sentence. What? Neither of, or you may say either of. Neither of or either of is only used for two. It may be two groups, it may be two students, it may be anything two. But here you see what? You will see, now you see here, but you will see it is three brothers. It is three brothers. And when there is three brothers, okay, it is three brothers. And when there is more than two, you cannot use the word neither of, you cannot use. So you can say, we will make it two. No, you cannot make it two. You don't have any right. But you can change this one. You can change this one. Okay? So when more than two, you can write, none of the three brothers came to my birthday party. Okay? Pratik, what information did we get here? Now the information is here is this that. What is? Now when the subject is neither of or either of, that will deal with two. But when there is more than two, you cannot use either of or neither of. You have to use but none. Okay? Question number 8. Question number 8. The principal and secretary are on leave. The principal and secretary are on leave. Okay? Look at the sentence. You will find rule number 1 and 2. The answer will be, you will get the answer by applying the rule number 1 or 2. You have already been taught. Look at the here. Here and is the conjunction. It is the coordinating conjunction, you know. The principal and secretary. And you will find a special indication here. It is the definite article used for principal. If you use the for principal, why not for the secretary? Is secretary enemy? No. We use the before principal and not the before secretary because and a principal and secretary is one person. They are one person. And if you will use the principal and the secretary, they would be two persons. Okay? And here you can either, if you will take the principal secretary one person, then this will be what? This will be is. Okay? This will be the principal and secretary is on leave. You have to check this one. Okay? This one. But if you wrote in this way, the principal, you have to retain this one. Okay? उसको नहीं बदलना है. तो क्या करना चाहिए? The principal and the secretary are on leave. Okay? You can write the sentence in both ways. Okay? You can make it singular or you can make it the principal and the secretary. Okay? Come to rule number 9. Rule number 9. It is the best of the two books. It is the best of the two books. दोनों किताब से ये बेस्ट है. तो what is the mistake? The mistake is it is the best of the two books. Best is the superlative degree. D is correct here. Okay. It is the best of the two books. Okay. But our rule says best is used for more than two. For more than two. So two must retain here. You cannot change it. You can make it 3. No, you cannot do that. But you can change this one. It is the better. It is the better. You can ask a question. Sir, you have told us when there is comparative degree, it should be followed by then. Now, when comparative degree is followed by then, you cannot use here the. And if it is the, you cannot use your then. Okay? So here you will find up. From this point of view it is correct. Or the answer would be, it is the better of the two books. It is the better of the two books. Okay? Rule number 9. Come to rule number 10. Sorry, question number 10. Question number 10 says, he is one of them who has already given up his studies. Sorry, given up his studies. He is one of them who has given up his studies. Okay. In this sentence I think you can relate, and the sentence is related to the verb of a relative clause is placed according to the number and person of the relative pronoun. Already I have told you. And already on this rule we have already done one example or one question we have already done. Look at sentence here. Okay. Who has given up his studies is the relative clause. It is the relative clause. And relative clause nothing but adjective clause. It is the adjective clause. And relative clause adjective starts from who, whom, whose, which, or that. Sometimes how, when, where can be also relative pronoun. But the sense is different, the structure is also different. It is one of them who has given up his studies. Look at it. Already I have told you. According to relative pronoun, we don't use verb. We don't use verb. We use verb according to the antecedent of the relative pronoun. And here the antecedent is them. It is third person plural. Third person plural. And when antecedent is third person plural, what will do? Now we will look at the verb. अब देखना चाहिए, समझना चाहिए ये करेक्ट है or not, because its subject is them. If it is third person plural, you cannot make it has, you have to make it have. Okay, what we got here is one of them who have given his studies, and he is also wrong. Why wrong? Now that also refers to them. Okay, or it will be given of their studies. Let me write again the answer perfectly. So the answer became, he is one of them who have given of their studies. Given of, there are two mistakes are there. He is one of them who have given of their studies. Okay. Question number 10. Come to question number 11. What the question 11 says? I have been waiting for my friends. Question 11. I have been waiting for my friends, but no one has arrived yet. I have been waiting for my friends. Might be you might be waiting for some time, and for some times, some hours you have been doing your work. That should be present perfect progressive, and accordingly it is present perfect progressive. Okay, I have been waiting for my friends, but no one has arrived. If the subject no one, other it will be has, and it has, and has takes third form. Okay, it is V3, and yet is also in negative you can use yet. But what is the mistake? Now when you add no one, it is a pronoun. It is the pronoun. No one is a pronoun. Now what is the noun? The noun is my friends. It is a noun. And for it you are using the pronoun no one. But it is singular, it is plural. Okay, this one is wrong. It will be, but none, it will be have arrived yet. I have been waiting for my friends, but none have arrived yet. Okay? Did you get the sense? Come to rule number 12. Rule number 12. Rule number 12 says, every soldier and every sailor are in their place. Okay? From the superficial view, from the outer surface of sentence, anybody can say this is correct sentence, but look at the sentence, it is the subject of the sentence. Subject of the sentence, and this is the be verb, linking verb. Okay? Every soldier and every sailor. In the rule number 2, 3 or 4 I think. When a sentence starts from each, every, either of, neither of, the verb is always singular. And directly we are getting the answer, you cannot make it a, you have to make it is. every soldier, every sailor is. And when it is singular, verb is singular, how can you say this is plural? So this will be his. Every soldier, every sailor is in his place. Okay. Come to rule number 13. Rule number 13. A good deal of times has lost. Look at the sentence. Look at the sentence. Okay. A good deal of time has lost here. Already we have read a rule when a sentence starts from what? Most of, half of, a great deal of, a good deal of, a plenty of, a lot of. The verb is play, they are followed by either singular countable or singular uncountable or plural countable. But here, look at the word time. Time is always uncountable. So uncountable noun cannot be made plural. So the answer is a good deal of time has lost. Okay? A good deal of time has lost. Now, let us come to question number 14. Question number 14. Question 14 says, the father and the son love one another. And what is the subject here? The subject here, the father and the son. Okay? What is the verb? Verb is love. This is the object of the sentence. That is a pronoun. Okay? A reciprocal pronoun, you know. One another is a reciprocal pronoun. That is. And we have already gone through the rule number 1. When the subject of a sentence is when two singular nouns are joined by n, the verb is always plural. Here two persons, the father is one person, the son is one person, automatically two, and two means the verb is plural, and it is also correct. The father and son love one another. So this one is correct, verb is correct, perhaps mistake would be here or may not be here. Okay, let us verify. Now when we use one another, when there is more than two. For more than two, we use one another. So what we use for two? Now for two, we use each other. Okay, the answer would be, it will be each other. Okay, the father and the son love each other. Okay, today I'll finish with the question of 15 and question 5 questions are for you. You can do it. Question number 15. I don't know nothing about it. I don't know nothing about him. Look at the sentence. It is a simple sentence. A simple sentence cannot have double negatives. Here you find one negative and this is another negative. Two negatives are here. And in a simple sentence, you cannot use two negative words. Or you have to change this one. Or you can say, I know nothing about it. It is also correct. One possibility. I know nothing about it. It is one possibility. Or you can say, I don't know anything about it. Though this sentence does relate to the agreement of R, the sentence already entered the number of questions here. Okay, and by this I have to close this class. I think you have to understand this one. Okay, these questions, there are 5 questions are for you also. You have to do it yourself. I think students, when your grammar will be strong, when you remember the rules, and when you will remember the rules, and as long as or so long as you have not applied them in sentences, till then your remembering the rules is valueless. Your remembering the rules will be valuable where you can apply the rules nicely. You can identify the sentence, whether it is correct or an incorrect one. Then your reading, your labor, your practice, everything will be okay. It will give you a good result. Till then, thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye.